Alright, hello everybody. We are back with another episode of Flecking, Hallsome Breakdowns, where today we're talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Episode 6, the finale episode of this series. And we're going to talk about it because it was a great episode. 6.
Yeah, let's go!
So as usual, we're gonna give a summary of the episode, the events that happened, and then we'll get into our theories, our things we want to talk about, things we like, things we didn't like. You know the drill. So this episode.
So no, not the drill.
Oh no, not the drill.
Oh.
The drill.
Oh fuck.
That's
for our
gonna be great
Spotify fan base.
Yeah.
He just held up a drill.
It's gonna be great for the audio listeners. And just for anybody who's new here, I am reading chat. We're both reading chat. We may not always respond, but we'll take theories, questions, anything towards the end of the show. Like last 15, 20 minutes of the show, we will answer any and all theories and questions that we can. So let's get into it. This episode picks up right where the last episode left off. The last episode ended with the GRC meeting on the Stamp Patch Act. Whichever side of that argument you're on. And this episode picks up right at that. We see Carly and the Flag Smashers getting ready, devising their plan of what they're going to do. And we also see Bucky and Sam convening on the GRC building. We see Falcon fly in his brand new, high-tech, spiffy-looking Wakandan Captain America suit.
Yup.
So far, one of the best hero entrances, I think. Like, it just throws a shield in a bus and breaks a window, flies in, lands, and catches it. Awesome. Love it. So we get the brand new suit shown off, and immediately put it to action. Batroc and Sam face off. That battle's pretty quick, very similar to the boat scene in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. While this is going on, obviously Carly is trying to get people Carly's trying to get her forces in, luring people out so that they can take them hostage. Bucky is trying to stop them from taking hostages when Carly calls him, trying to, distract him, but he's trying to talk her down and get her to stop doing what she's doing. Kind of trying to level with her. He's an assassin. He's done things. He has his nightmares. He tells her that her nightmares will never stop if she goes down this path. And then she just says, well, then maybe you should just sit this one out. And then, thanks him for her talking to her, basically letting him know, hey, you just got punked. My plan worked. Also, Sharon's here. That's another big moment. She's here.
She just snuck into the country.
She snuck in with
her Black Widow.
Her Black Widow Transformer face thing, also from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's here. She's helping Bucky, basically. And they tail the trucks. So the police are trying to get people out, put them onto armored trucks. That's where Flag Smashers have kind of infiltrated. They've taken the trucks. They've loaded them up, locked them up with some special spider gear lock thing that can only be broken by strong punches and a laser, apparently.
It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong. And they are taking them to hold them hostage. As this plan starts to go wrong, we hear Carly say a lot, I can die and the movement will still go on. We can all die and the movement will still go on. We'll kill these hostages if we have to. So really changing her from this sort of neutral force in this series to this all-out, okay, it's me or it's them. And I'm choosing I will die for this cause. I will kill anybody who stands in my way. So we get that. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the episode. I did a once through tonight. I didn't watch it too many times tonight. But Bucky's chasing them down on his motorcycle. Stops them at a road. They get stopped at a roadblock, a flag smasher roadblock, and Bucky ends up fighting them. They burn a truck to distract Bucky. Give him somebody to save. Bucky immediately starts trying to save these people, and then our boy cosplayer John Walker shows up in his nice paper mache shield. Immediately goes to throw it at Carly, gets kicked into the wind, a big asshole dent in it right to begin with. Obviously, this is not the Cap shield. This guy is not Cap. It's very symbolic in that moment. But they square off in this, in this New York street, this Manhattan street. Everybody trying to stop Carly in this moment. John trying to avenge his friend Lamar, who Carly basically said his life was nothing. His life meant nothing to her cause. And John said that, his life meant something to me. Got very upset about that. And Bucky just trying to actually save people.
Helicopter,
yes. So we get to see the new flying Captain America suit in action with Sam in a helicopter chase. Obviously calling back to the first episode where we see him chasing the helicopter that Batroc was on. Now he's chasing down a helicopter full of hostages with being flown by a flag smasher. I believe it was Diego.
No, because Diego was captured near the end by Bucky. Not sure who it was. Okay, I don't think it was anyone big.
Maybe it's just a no name then.
Yeah. A flag smasher, number 3.
A flag smasher, number 3. But we get a really cool moment. Sam has Red Wing back. So Sam is using Red Wing. He says, hey, check for anybody with flight experience. So they find somebody on the helicopter with flight experience. And after a while of chasing down this helicopter, he says, all right, we're going to count it down from 5. And on 1, get ready to fly this helicopter. So they count it down. On 1, Sam throws the shield through the helicopter, through the front 2 seats, the pilot and co-pilot seats, flies in, knocks the guy, grabs the guy out of the helicopter. Again, very similar, calling back to that first episode. This is exactly what he did in the helicopter in the first episode.
I'm going to interject and just say that scene alone is reason enough for anyone to go watch this show.
Absolutely.
That was fucking sick.
That was awesome. I'm not doing the scene justice. Go watch it.
Yeah. Every instance in this episode with the Falcon suit, fantastic. I think it was somewhere around the helicopter chase, some cops or something were in danger, and Bucky uses Red Wing to hook onto them. Mm-hmm. And then there's fire coming down. Sam puts his shield up, wings around. Oh, it was so cool. It's like Captain America, but plus vibranium wings. Come on, he's untouchable.
Yeah. And I mean, okay. I was watching this episode. I was like a kid on Christmas. Moment I seen him, I was laughing, giddy. When the moment he takes the shield, throws it back out the window, flies through the air and catches the shield, I was just giggling up a storm. I was like, "Ooh, Falcon, Captain Falcon!"
And during the Batroc scene, he was doing his aerobatic flips and shit. We're like, that's why he was training to do that.
It's like
he wanted to mess with the leaper. So hey, I can leap too.
I can leap too. Yeah, so this was a super fun episode. Just so fun seeing Sam just in this new suit as Captain America with the wings, the shield. I'm gonna break my summary a little bit. Just this was all one big fight up until the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
But there was another really cool moment with Sam of saving. It might have been when he saved the cops, actually, with Red Wing dragging somebody down. He wrapped his wings around them, holding up the shield. Just a complete dome. Just a complete dome of vibranium.
Vibranium dome.
It's like that. This dude's unstoppable. Sam is actually invincible now. But yeah, it was awesome. Um,
And then helicopter chase, then construction site.
yes. So construction site, they have one truck of hostages remaining. They blew up one. Bucky got everybody out. So they have one truck of hostages. And at this point, Carly's like, "All right, send it over the edge." Yeet. So they, battling they're fighting in the construction site. The truck is off the road, leaning on these supports, these support beams for the construction. And basically, if it falls, everyone's going to get hurt or dead. So, Carly throws this truck. John was chasing her. John kind of stops for a moment and looks, watches her start to run away, looks back at the truck. And I really love this moment. It actually was like, you know what? Like, this is what I need to do. This is what Captain America would do. I'm going to save this truck. This is what I need to save these people. So he grabs it from the back. He's trying to pull it up. Eventually, I think he just slips. He lets it go a little bit more. Like, he can't do it on his own. And then
more Flag Smashers came and started beating him up.
That's right. So Flag Smashers started beating him up. Bucky tried to hold on to it as well for a bit. I believe that one I might be wrong on.
Bucky got thrown into the construction site because the truck was about to fall on them. Because that's where long-haired dude was fighting him with that toll thing, parking meter. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, once through on this one, I apologize. Not going to be up to snuff, but eventually Sam flies in. Red Wing and Red Wing's babies, little Red Wing booster engines. They all push the truck from the front, pushing it back up in a nice resting spot where it's sturdy, on the construction beams, and everybody's safe. Which, again, really cool moment. So obviously we see upgraded wing tech, upgraded, repulsor tech. It looks like it's not the simple just jets that the wingsuit was using before. So it's awesome. And then, so following this construction fight, we get the big reveal. Yeah. I'm with
Spotify listeners.
Air quotes for our Spotify listeners. I'm with you. I didn't like this reveal at all. No. So
for the record, I did kind of call it.
No, you're right. I mean, like, it was kind of always in the back of my mind too. It's like, it's probably
like, it was so obvious people didn't want it. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so get to without further ado, Sharon Carter is the power broker.
Ooh.
So, obviously we, in the back of our minds, we all kind of knew this was happening. We were hoping it wasn't. Maybe they were setting her up to be a right-hand man or something, but no, she is the woman in charge. So, this is found out. They split off, Carly and some other Flag Smashers, three or four other Flag Smashers, split off into tunnels and into buildings and things, and they all get chased by the gang. So the gang being Sam, Bucky, and John. John's actually helping. He's kind of proven himself a little bit here, so he's willing to help them. Sam chases Carly while Bucky and John chase the rest of the Flag Smashers. So we learn this. There's a confrontation between Sharon and Carly. Again, asking her to come back. I want to work with you. I, am trying to help you take over the GRC. All this kind of stuff. Like, I'm here to help you.
Batroc.
And Batroc comes in. Batroc learns from this conversation that, like, oh, fuck, you're the power broker? Give me more money. Like, that was his takeaway. I want money.
Yeah.
And obviously Carly's upset. Like, you had him spying on me? It's like, well, you can't do. Classic bad guy line of, you should have expected this because I was going to do it anyway. But yeah, so they have a shootout. They're all pointing their guns at each other at this point. Carly shoots Sharon. Sharon shoots Batroc, I think.
I think Batroc wasn't holding a gun, I don't think. It's Carly had a gun, Sharon had a gun. They were pointed at each other. And then Carly was kind of like pushing Sharon, like, hey, put your gun down, blah, blah, blah. And like she put it down, and then Batroc comes in talking all this shit, and then she just was like, oh, watch how much I don't care, Carly. Bang!
Right,
and killed Batroc, but that like startled Carly into shooting Sharon.
Her. Okay.
But yeah, because Carly, yeah.
Gotcha. No, I mean, go ahead. I mean,
go ahead.
Okay. Well, so Carly Sharon shoots Batroc dead. Carly freaks out, shoots Sharon in the hip or somewhere in the stomach area. Batroc's dead. Sharon's laying on the ground. Carly's still pointing the gun at her. Sam walks in. Now it looks like Carly shot Sharon. And obviously Sam doesn't know that Sharon's the power broker. He thinks she's his buddy, and he's going to get her pardon. And
good old Agent 13.
Good old Agent 13, just working for S.H.I.E.L.D., who that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, obviously, Sam, very upset with Carly, just like, still unwilling to fight her. You know, he's holding the shield up, she's throwing the punches, even just screaming at him, fight back, fight back, fight back, as she's laying in on him. He's just not doing it. He's yelling at her, I'm not going to fight you. You know, he's shown very early on in the series that he agrees with her fight, that yes, these people are not to be treated this way. It's just the method of them doing it he doesn't agree with. So he doesn't want to fight her. He wants her to see his way of things and help him do it the right way. Do it the right way. Right. But eventually, after fighting, Sharon ties up loose ends and shoots Carly. And so that wraps up that storyline. I went from last episode like, I wonder how they're going to wrap it all up, to Sharon Carter, power broker, Carly, dead, John Walker, eh?
Sharon with a gun!
Sharon with a gun! Bang! Yeah. So, Carly's dead. The other Flag Smashers, they get a ping to head somewhere on their Flag Smasher IO app. And they're like,
on the App Store now.
Yeah, available in the App Store now. Not sponsored. They're gonna go to this location and meet up. They think it's a rendezvous. Well, they get to the ping, and out walks Sam and John, and they're like,
Bucky and John.
Thank you. Yep, Bucky and John. I was gonna say Sam and Falcon first. Like, that's the same person. Bucky and John, and John, utters a Lincoln quote that, mercy, I can't remember exactly what it was, but mercy's better than great justice, basically. Or mercy's a better justice than great vengeance, or something like that. But basically saying, like, hey, you killed my friend, so you're going to get locked up. I'm not going to kill you. You're looking it up?
I've always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice.
There we go. Thank you. Yep. So like obviously saying, yeah, you might have killed my friend, but I'm not stooping to your level. I'm gonna do things the right way. That's the big theme of this episode, is just doing things the right way, doing what needs to be done, and not taking the easy way out. It was a nice, like, I want a buddy cop moment now of John. There was a nice buddy cop moment of John and Bucky. Is like, really, Lincoln? It's like, it's a great quote. Not when you say it. And so, Flag Smashers are, getting arrested. Carly's dead. Sam picks up her body, carries her out. Literally, as soon as he picked up her body, I'm like, they're going to show some Cain and Abel imagery, aren't they? And then here comes Sam floating down, wings spread like an angel, holding Carly. Like, there it is, Cain and Abel. Like, which makes sense. Again, like, Cain and Abel, two brothers, fought to the death. That's Carly and Sam. They're two people on the same side of things who just fought. They ended up fighting.
The Rock was a gun.
Except the Rock was a gun.
And was sharing.
But yeah. And then, so, obviously Sam's carrying this body, putting her into an ambulance to be taken to a morgue or whatever happens to dead super soldiers. And he's talking to the senator, the same senator we've seen in all the other episodes. And they're, these are the ones that were being held hostage. And they're talking, they're like, oh, thank you for stopping those terrorists. Now we can resume our vote. And Sam just is like, stop calling them that. Stop calling them terrorists. Stop calling them thugs. Stop calling them all these things. That's not the point. That's not going to help anybody. Very symbolic to current events. It's a very heavy episode towards the end here. But Sam has an excellent, amazing speech about not doing things the easy way. Yes, the blip happened. These 5 years have happened. This is the same thing that happened. My people have had this happen forever. This is just things we need to work on where you can't take the easy way to do these things. Talking about being a black man wearing the stars and stripes and how people will see that. So it was a really great speech. Just go watch the episode because I am going to diminish it. So go watch the episode for that speech. Coming off of that, Bucky, pats him on the back and says, "Good speech, Cap." So not even thinking about it. No, even real emphasis on it. It was just like roll off the tongue. He's Cap now. He's Captain America now, or Captain Falcon, as some guy in the background did say during one of the fights, which I thought was very funny. And even the senator at the end of the episode is asking for his help. Says, "Hey, Cap." So people are referring to him as Captain America. Some guy in the crowd, somebody goes, "Yeah, that's Black Falcon," calling back to the episode where the little kid called him that, and the guy beside him's like, "No, that's Captain America."
Woo! That's when he was saving the GRC members from the vehicle.
Yep.
And yeah, he was recording it. A bunch of people on their phones. The whole world is watching. Am I right?
Oh, but yeah. So then they walk over to Sharon. They're talking to Sharon. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you that pardon, but you get to the hospital because you're fucking dying." And she's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm an illegal person here because I commit crimes and am also the power broker." That's a direct. That's all the quotes. That's word for word what they said in that episode. Yep. And we see Sam saving somebody, getting that last flag smasher out of the water that he knocked out of the helicopter, and then loading them all up into a armored truck to get transported to the raft. Are they setting something up? Nope, Zemo's Butler's just going to blow them up.
Exactly.
And so Zemo hears this while he's in prison at the raft and just has a little smile on his face as he puts away his book, probably Machiavelli, the means justify the ends.
Yeah, the radio's just covering like, "Hey, yeah, we were taken to the raft, but they blowed up. Sorry about it." And it took me before I watched the video kind of covering the episode, I did not even put together that was Zemo's Butler. I was just like, either. Who? Why is this random ass dude blowing up a truck?
Well, because even after that, it was like they had Val talking to U.S. agent, and she, talking to John's wife, and she's like, "Did I do it? No, I didn't do it. Or did I?" I'm like, "Did you? Who was that man?"
Stop fucking around!
Stop fucking around! But yeah, so we get that same thing blowing up, and then immediately following, we get Val, Mrs. Walker, in a courtroom, the same courtroom that John had his hearing in, same one that Agent Carter will be reinstated in the end credit scene. And
Spoilers.
damn it. But they're talking to John like, hey, what's taking so long? Get out here, John. And he comes out wearing his black, red, and white U.S. agent uniform. And
look pretty cool though.
It does.
With it.
Val does call him, like, he is named in this episode. Val says, the world's going to get weird. It doesn't need a Captain America. It needs a U.S. agent.
Which, like, explain what that fucking means, Val.
Because it's USA gent.
Like, I get it.
Oh,
but, like,
you meant, like, oh, okay.
In terms of, like, what does a U.S. agent mean in terms of, like, employment? Like,
it's like, what's my pay? What are my benefits right now?
Like, what is he doing? What kind of insurance is he getting for being a fugitive? Like,
yeah. Something I thought was interesting that I haven't seen yet. I mean, I know it's part of his actual costume, the U.S. agent costume, the white stripes. Not the band, but but obviously his suit was the cap suit for him was just red, blue, no white at all. White being, a symbolic color of good, of purity, that sort of thing. Now his suit has, that glimpse of white in it. So, maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe it is just, it looks like the costume. But obviously we've seen him kind of come back a little bit and realize, I need to, this isn't just about saving, people who kill or stopping people who kill my friends. I actually have to be a hero. So, we're seeing that good kind of, break out of him a little. And then Sharon gets reinstated. She gets her pardon and then immediately walks out of the courtroom, calls whoever and says, hey, get ready. We're going to steal all these fucking government weapons. And that's it. That's the episode. I don't think there was another post-credit scene. I didn't actually watch all the way through.
Usually when it starts, I watch until it starts talking about who did, like, the foreign country dubs, because that's usually when it's like, this is the end. Okay. And I hope there's not another one.
I guess maybe I'll watch at the end of the episode and see...
All right. Do you want me to start with critiques or theories?
Start with what you want. I'll bounce off you.
Just choose.
Critiques.
Okay, critiques. I have multiple. I'm gonna start with one that it just really caught my attention. So obviously Marvel is super big about their fight scenes, and they usually do pretty well, especially with the Captain America ones, like Captain America, Black Panther. A lot when you have in this hand-on-hand combat, you need to make it heavy. You need to show that these soldiers are strong. So this is my critique on the fight scenes in this episode, because this is the only episode I ever noticed it. This whole time they're talking like, yeah, they're super soldiers. Yeah, they're super soldiers. And then we get this fight scene between the super soldiers versus super soldiers. And it's just like, especially the one with Carly versus Sam, the hits just weren't heavy at all. Like when she hit the shield, it felt like she was just going like I was like, what? And like no critique on the suit itself, because the suit looks fantastic on Sam, but it makes him look really short. And he's Anthony Mackie's 5'10". Like I'm not saying short people don't fight better. I'm just saying the suit made him look really small. And then the actress was Erin Kellyman, I think is the actress's name. She's 5'6", but like she looked like she was a 5'6", like 100-pound girl just getting tossed around and barely hitting. Like I don't know. I just wanted the hits a lot heavier in the fight scenes. They didn't carry as much weight for me as the old ones did.
I feel like it's kind of been that way throughout the whole show. Like it's never like.
Well, it was a little better. Yeah, because. Especially when we had the first fight where Battlestar died, like the hit she blew to Battlestar that blew him across the room, like that's what super soldiers do.
Right.
But like, there's no reason Anthony Mackie should, like Sam Wilson, should be hitting as hard as these super soldiers,
right?
Especially when they're willing to go for the kill.
Yeah. Now it was emphasized in this episode, especially. I mean, like, yeah, Sam's got Wakandan tech, but that doesn't make him stronger. At best, it makes him better at taking hits, but.
Yeah,
that's kind of the whole point. It's a super soldier versus not, so that should be.
Yeah,
he should be getting his ass kicked at least a little bit.
Yeah, like So first critique: the fighting in this episode was a little lackluster. Critique number 2. Like I said, I love the suit. I hate the ears. I like because a while back when we were they're not. Sam's ears
that's right, they're open.
Out.
That's right, they're open.
Yeah, a while back we were comparing all the Captain America suits against each other, and we decided the ones where it's like a helmet with the ears sticking out look goofy. That's why people thought John Walker looked so goofy, is because his ears were sticking out, and we're used to seeing it flush, but not really like putting it together that the ears are covered. So this whole time, all I could look at was fucking Anthony Mackie's ears, especially because like the front is open and it's like a neck. And then it goes up behind, and then it's like a headband type thing that connects to his goggles. I don't know. I think it just looks weird. Like, I would have preferred no headpiece at all and goggles, or at least a full, like, cap. Because he is flying, so why wouldn't he want his ears covered? Like, he'd want to be streamlined. So, like, but it's like, picture perfect to the comic book, so that's why I'm willing to let them have it, because... Like, yeah, they came to me. I'm letting them do it, but I don't know. Like earlier today, Trey sent me a nice little screenshot of a Captain America 4 in the works, and because we've seen so many goddamn Captain America suits with Steve Rogers, probably going to get a lot of modifications with Sam Wilson's. Yeah, they just needed an established one for the merch. That's what they needed. Yep. So yeah, that's my second critique. Third critique. I've said it once and I've said it again. I don't like John's wife. They threw her in again. Yeah, they threw her again with Val, and like she's just sitting there, and they're still like focusing on her. Like I totally understand that they were limited. They did reshoots. There was probably a bigger connection or explanation between her relationship with John. But you have this big scene. You're revealing that John is now U.S. agent with Val, who's already not really established at all because Black Widow hasn't come out. Yep. And another character that has not been established throughout this series, where she will probably only appear in this series, and they're still trying to make like back and forth with her. Yeah, she should have I understand wanting to keep the actor because they put a lot of time into the show and reshoots and everything, but if they were gonna cut anything, I think they should have cut her.
I mean, I don't know. I guess like it bothers me that yes, she's there and like doesn't add anything, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I guess to me, she doesn't take anything away either. It's like the moment she's on screen, like John is there. There's moments happening with John, so it's not like she's stealing anything. Like it.
Well, okay, I raise you that, and I see that, and I raise you the same scene, but one-on-one with John and Val.
Yeah, like it's a
little more like building the relationship between them for the future than them doing that. And then Olivia
John walks
just
in,
sitting there like, hey, haha.
Right. Yeah.
He's probably focused on the cap, haha. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I see that.
Yeah. So that's my critique about her. All right, and then I'll just do what I normally do and break down how I feel.
Hold on, before we get too far away from critiques.
Bucky and Yori.
Yeah.
You can go for it.
I mean, that should have been more. That should have been way more.
I completely agree.
Because that was set up in the last episode. Like, you gotta make them feel good to make yourself feel good, you know. And then it's like, hey, your son was killed by the Winter Soldier. I was the Winter Soldier. I'm gonna walk out of your apartment now. It's like, what the fuck?
And they didn't even like something like that, because of the situation, you would fully expect Yori to be accepting, and like that's just how he was introduced to us. But that night completely not elaborated upon, and then the next time we see, it's Bucky walking by the bar they always go to, and it's Leah serving Yori, and then he just leaves. Like, what the hell? Why even show that? Like,
right. Like, and it's not even because like Leah acknowledges him, sees he's there. I maybe she didn't even acknowledge him. It was just she looked at the camera on accident.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh wait, I saw him once. That's right." Like
right.
that's all the relationship is.
Right, and then it's like, but like Yori doesn't even like look. He doesn't, she doesn't tell Yori. It was just like, what? Bucky sees him taking a shot at the bar and thinks he's moved on with his life. That's depressing.
Yeah, like. I mean, he is really old, so how much more can he move on with his life?
I mean, yeah, like I get it.
Like,
but it's just it just doesn't feel
should
like
not have been ended like that. Like, honestly, I would have still been disappointed if they didn't show anything with Bucky telling him, but they needed that scene so they could have the scene of Bucky gifting his notebook to the therapist.
Right.
So it was probably more elaborated upon, but they're like, we didn't really focus on it that much. We just need this one scene so it explains why Bucky is giving up.
Right.
And like accepting that he's done with therapy.
Yeah. That was my biggest thing with the episode. It's like everything else, I love it. The tribute to Isaiah Bradley, I love that monument in the museum. Yeah. I forgot about that completely, and I hate myself. Yeah, Sam goes back, talks to Isaiah, because Isaiah was very adamant that like there will never be a black Captain America, and after everything they did to me, I couldn't support one.
And the whole time Sam's giving his speech to like the senator group and everything, we get a little clip of Isaiah and his grandson watching, and you just see him like lean back in a like relief that it's being televised that there's Black Captain America, and it's being recognized as like this is what's happening. Especially there was a line Sam said where he's like, "I don't have blonde hair and blue eyes, but I'm still exactly gonna like." Yeah,
Isaiah told him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I love that. I loved everything about those moments. I just that bothered me so much. Like, but I just don't feel like Bucky wrapped up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, sure, in my head canon, I can assume he and Yori are cool. Maybe they don't want to talk to each other, but they're accepting that that's the situation, and they'll both move on separately in their lives. But show that. Yeah. Show, don't tell. Like, that's the whole fucking thing. Like, I mean, or maybe
especially
even
in this situation, episode for something that's not going to have a second season.
Right. Like that. Like even in this case, tell, don't show. Like, show and tell. I don't know. This didn't do anything. Like,
I would have accepted 4 post-credit scenes. Like,
yeah, I would have accepted.
It's like 4 months later, hey. They're eating at the bar together on a Wednesday again.
Right, right. Kind of like a Let's Get Shawarma post-credit scene, like yeah. But I don't know. I'm getting upset about it. Like, it's just that's so upsetting of a way to end a character arc for a show like that. Like,
yeah,
it's just yeah. And I mean, this was like the last episode was 60 minutes or 61 minutes. This was 50, so like 10 minutes cut off. Like and like, come on, like 10 minutes cut off from the last episode, and it's a finale. Give us a full hour. Give us 5 minutes more of that scene with Yori. That's all I ask. Like, I just
yeah, that's just another thing. It's like it's super hard to understand what they went through in production and everything. Like,
right, I get that.
I have faith in Marvel that they made the best decisions they could.
Yeah,
like, but I don't know. Everyone's a critic. That's why we have a show. Our shows are an hour long. I'm sure Marvel could handle it.
We can bullshit for an hour.
So yeah, this episode, there were 2 times I was like, damn, I'm getting a little teary, not gonna lie. And this is like, so when Carly died, that I was like, damn. Like, I know by the end they're really dropping those lines of like, wow, she's really willing to kill people to get her point across. But it's because of the circumstance with Sam that was upsetting. Because Sam is, this whole time, he's been trying to connect with Carly and be like, yeah, like, I want to help you. I'm willing to help you. And almost to the point where I would say he fully became Captain America to help Carly in her like process, because he knew with that type of authority he would be able to do things like that. And then just to have Sharon be like, bang, and then Carly like, come on. But that hit me. I was like, damn, like, she could have been saved. But especially because she was like, fight back, like she didn't want to hurt Sam. She didn't want to be the bad person, but in her mind she was doing what she had to do to save people.
Right.
And that's heavy, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, the very end when Sam takes Isaiah and Eli to the Smithsonian and shows them the memorial, because we have to remember that technically on the books, Isaiah Bradley is dead. Like, he doesn't exist.
Yep.
So, Trey, did you watch the heavy spoilers episode?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Comparing it to
this Doctor Who episode with Van Gogh. That's exactly what it's like. And just like to watch Isaiah break down and like be happy that he's finally getting recognition, even though he will never like personally get it, just so his story has been told.
Right.
And
right. He wasn't, he wasn't erased. He was.
Yeah, like that. Ooh, that was good. That was real good.
Yep.
And honestly, I'll say it. That makes up for the Yori thing. Like,
it does.
Just the way especially because it feels like a lot of stuff was cut, and like they were kind of building Carly to be someone people don't like, because I still felt for her. That's how you know it was good writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, I think like that too with like Isaiah Bradley, getting that closure for him, like that more is closure for the whole theme of the series. Like, yes, it would have been nice to see that with Bucky, but that's kind of Bucky's shit. That's Bucky's baggage. Yeah. That's not Sam, Flag Smashers, disenfranchised people baggage.
My only thing against that is that like the whole first introduction with Bucky, we went through this like little montage of him trying to make amends with people, but like why even make it a real big plot point?
Right.
Because like the whole first episode with Bucky was making amends, talking to Yori, and then like not being able to do it, and then just completely ignore it, except for the dialogue drop in the last episode, and then this little thing of like, hey, I killed your son, bye.
Right.
Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, like, yeah. It sucks. It sucks. I'm upset, but I'm happy with the other stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like that should have been its own show or another season. We've dealt with this shit. Now we're dealing, we have a Falcon full season and a Winter Soldier season. But
all right. Next point.
Fuck Sharon Carter.
Yep, Sharon Carter. That's exactly where I was going. So, yeah, Marvel has some cleaning up to do around the idea of the Power Broker because of Zemo. Zemo refers to the Power Broker as he, and says he knew him during the events of Civil War, I think. Yeah, Civil War.
Yeah.
Where Sharon was Agent 13. She was not the Power Broker when Zemo knew her. So I kind of said something to Trey about this the last episode, I think, where it could, because in the comics, the Power Broker has been sort of a business position rather than like a name. That it's possible Zemo knew a separate entity, but also in the comics, there are two people who hold the title of Power Broker and work together. And because we see Sharon talking to someone,
she's talking to somebody else.
It could be a dude, possibly Ross.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still on that. I'm on that train. That Ross, like, and again, I've not seen really that. Like, there's not a lot of, I don't think, of that theory going around the internet. Like, that Ross is Power Broker. I've seen heavy spoilers to it. That's about it.
Yeah, yeah. Because Sharon and Val are definitely in the works to set up the Thunderbolts, because we have U.S. Agent and we know Val's on him, and we have the Power Broker who has connections with someone, and Zemo's on the raft. You know who's in charge of the fucking raft?
Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah.
So,
and I mean, honestly, too, like, we're getting, finally, hopefully, getting Black Widow. Black Widow definitely is going to set up the new Black Widow. Maybe even make her an anti-Black Widow, an anti-Avenger Black Widow. We're getting new characters in that. We know Val is set to appear in that. So, again, obviously, like, the Nick Fury setting up the Avengers. We're getting, sort of Val as that Nick Fury character,
Yeah,
secretly establishing these characters.
And then, yeah, on that heavy spoilers episode, they addressed something along the lines of Sharon's character setting up armor wars, because we have Sharon, who has now full access to all government stuff, and that includes Stark Tech, and like she's obviously ready and willing to sell it to the highest bidder. So yeah, it'll just be really interesting to see how they set up her character, because that's something that will definitely have to cross over into the full MCU movie titles, is Sharon as a bad guy.
Yep.
And right now, that's just something only the audience knows. Sharon killed all the people that knew she was the power broker, because all the Flag Smashers are dead, and Batroc's dead.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with her.
So I mean that's gonna. I think I'm really hoping then, knowing Cap 4 is getting written, that's probably gonna explore that even a little bit. We'll get more of a hint of that then. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. There is Madripoorian fight scenes in that trailer, so we know we're going back to Madripoor already. So we can see some overlap maybe there. I doubt it though. I that's probably more.
I'm on the fence about that movie. I'm excited for a new Marvel movie, but I'm honestly not expecting it to be good or really do well. I'm really kind of feeling Thor 2 vibes from it. Like certain people who are dedicated to watching it are gonna watch it, but I don't know. Just from the trailer, because it's a completely new group for the Marvel people to embrace, I think it won't do as well, at least right off the bat.
Right.
As the universe builds in the next phase, it will be worth it, but
I'm excited for it. It looks like Jackie Chan,
I'm just getting real big Mortal Kombat vibes from it.
That's true. That's the thing. That's what people were thinking too. That's what people were thinking it was going to be. It was a big tournament movie with all these Marvel champions coming in to claim the throne, claim the 10 rings, maybe even, which maybe even still might be the case. I don't know, but that I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, because I think I've kind of covered everything. I'm gonna get off Captain America and the Winter Soldier real quick, just because we talked about Shang-Chi.
Okay.
I sent Trey a TikTok. So who was it? It was Gerard Butler is confirmed as Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And this kind of opens the world to Greek mythology, like Hercules, who is known to be always fighting with Thor and stuff. And Hercules has a love-ish relationship with She-Hulk, who we're going to have a series for. I'm just super excited about that. I love mythology and the whole world of mythology. I'm ecstatic.
While we're talking about people, in Thor: Love and Thunder, during a movie night, which if you're not in the Discord, join our Discord, idiots. Jared, if you want to pop that link in there for me. We do movie nights pretty much every Wednesday. But during one of the more recent ones, we were. I was just curious. So I was looking up the Phase 4 timelines, current known castings, confirmed castings, or even rumored castings. And I don't know if it's been confirmed. I will double check. But as of right now, to my knowledge, Christian Bale is rumored or confirmed to be in Thor: Love and Thunder. And I don't remember his character, but it's I'm assuming it sounded like a pretty bad guy name, so I'm assuming he's going to be the big bad of the movie. So that's
Gore the God Killer.
Gore the God Killer. Yeah. Sounds pretty bad guy to me.
What this shows is just leaked set photos, and he's bald.
Okay, I'll take it. But yeah, so Christian Bale in Love and Thunder as well. So I'm super excited for that movie now.
Yeah, Taika Waititi is going to do fantastic things.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh, it's the God Butcher, not God Killer.
God
my
Butcher.
bad.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. Especially, so for those of you who have played God of War, the newest one, like Christian Bale, he's not the buffest of dudes. Like from these set photos, he's fairly skinny and bald. And but like God of War, the main antagonist for that is just this little like puny person who happens to be invincible, and just like I love seeing that, like when you don't expect someone to be an absolute beast and then they just manhandle the strongest characters in the universe. Like
Yep.
I'm so excited.
I am, yeah.
May 6th, 2022. Go check out Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, 2022.
Just
I was
a
like,
little
wait,
over
shit,
a
next
year away.
month? I was super excited that was coming out like in 2 weeks. I was like, holy shit. Maybe we don't have to do the Idiosyncrasies podcast, which will start next week. At 8 p.m., hopefully.
Same time.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Maybe same bat cast if we can't fucking get Landon here.
Trying to think. I think that pretty much covers how I felt about the episode.
Yeah, so we got like 10 minutes left, so we'll meant to open this up earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt Jared. So if anybody's here, got any questions, any theories you want to discuss, send them our way.
I will add one more thing is I do like what they're doing with John Walker. Like they really brought him down hard, and like now it's at the point again where you like feel for him, and to get him in more of a happy like mood when he was interacting with Val and excited that he had his suit back and excited that he was going to get back in the action. Like we know he's a little off the chain. Like that's not just going to go away.
There's some unhinged
some people
to him still.
But that's why I like him. Is like you never know when he's going to crack again.
Right.
So you have this edge that you always need to be looking out for with him.
Yeah, he's going to be an interesting character to follow too. And I would I wonder, maybe it'd be interesting to maybe see him in Cap 4, or maybe in a Cap movie down the road, squaring off with Sam again. Just because, like, that is something that happens in the comics, that, like, he's trying to make Sam look bad, so, you know, maybe he's still not over it. You know, he still thinks he deserves to be Captain America. That'd be something interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because either Marvel hasn't really thought that far ahead since they're just now, like, starting writing for Cap 4, but, like, his interactions with Sam in his Captain America outfit were pretty, like, low, though. Like, he didn't really seem upset at all.
Yeah.
And, like, he's super happy to be U.S. agent, so, like, I don't know. The way he's coming off right now, it doesn't really seem like there's any hatred, but I'm sure that's definitely something they can build upon.
I don't know. It's not the first time they've given us something out of left field. Sharon Carter.
That wasn't out left field.
I mean, I don't know. It's not out of left field. I figured that's what they were going to do, but I'm still mad they did it. It doesn't make sense.
Sarah Wilson's shirt was red!
Yeah, no!
Oh yeah, that was another thing that happened. It wasn't really like big, but we get like a reuniting moment with Sam back in his hometown, and everyone's taking pictures. I really like the interaction between Bucky and Sam's nephews, where they were just like playing around and stuff,
hanging on his arm. Yeah, while he's just sitting there like flirting, talking to Sarah. Like, I love that. Just like that, like cheesy, corny flirting with Sarah. It's like I love that.
So now it's time to reflect on what we thought this show was going to be in episode 1. I was hoping for a lot more buddy cop stuff, but ultimately I am happy with the show. I have said it a couple times. I do think this was better than WandaVision. Yes. But personally, I think I'm more excited about what the events of WandaVision and the character of Wanda set up more than I am Captain America.
Yeah, with this, it's kind of like, all right, maybe Sharon will pop up later, but with Wanda, it's like we know there's like with Wanda, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, we know there's like clear direction going there very soon. Yeah. Like,
I'd say Wanda, not as good story, better payoff. Captain America, better story, not as big of a payoff.
No scrolls in this one.
Yep.
That was kind of
this is grounded. There's no space in Captain America.
Yeah, Steve's not on the moon.
Yeah, that was also dropped again in this episode. I thought it was so funny. We also saw Joaquin watching Sam's speech, and I really hope they do more with him.
I do too.
That's my Falcon.
I mean, that could be. I mean, that could be something for Cap 4. I know they haven't began writing, but that could be something that they do for Cap 4. Is give him, Bucky's not going to help him now. It's going to be Joaquin. He's going to have his own Falcon sidekick. Yeah, remember the first or second episode when I said the Power Broker was just going to be some Hydra splinter faction? Man, I was wrong. Kind of wish that's how it was, though, now, you know?
I don't know. I think there's still potential
Yeah.
for Hydra to come back.
I mean, yeah, like, it would make sense, too. Like, that. Obviously, that's what Hydra did. They got into government bodies, grew from the inside. That's exactly what Sharon's doing now. So
she's a goddamn leech. That's what she is.
She's a goddamn leech. I don't think I have anything more to add. It was a good episode. Go watch the episode if you haven't. And if you haven't watched it, why are you watching us talk about it?
We appreciate the views.
We appreciate the views.
If you haven't watched the series at all, I highly recommend.
Yes, go watch. If you have not watched it, go watch the whole series on Disney Plus. It's very good. I made an announcement in the last stream, not on a Flecking Hallsome stream, and then in our Discord. Again, join the Discord. The link should still be in chat if you're here. But I started putting these on Spotify and other podcasting platforms therein. So if you don't want to go back and watch these on Twitch or on YouTube, you want to watch them, listen to them on your phone, they will be on podcasting platforms. Still working on getting them on Apple, so sorry for you Apple Podcast people, but yeah, so that'll be awesome. I'm gonna do that with these. I'm gonna get the WandaVisions up there, and then Idiosyncrasy starting next week. Those will be up there as well. So trying to kind of diversify, give people more availability to the content. But thank you everybody who came out to watch tonight. I know I'm having a lot of fun doing this, Jared. I know you're having a lot of fun. We never stop talking to each other about shit like this, so it's nice to have an outlet.
This show is the single reason why Trey and I are still friends.
Yep. This show's gonna be done, and I'm never gonna talk to him. Tomorrow night for Overwatch, he's not gonna be there.
That being said, we played Astroneer for 5.5 hours yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everybody. That's gonna be it. Next week will be Idiosyncrasies again with Landon, hopefully. But yeah, love y'all. Peace out. And good night.